Hello, everyone, and welcome. Today, we're embarking on a journey through the diverse and delicious world of coffee drinks. From the bold intensity of a perfectly pulled espresso to the comforting warmth of a spiced latte, there's a coffee beverage out there for every palate. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Isn't coffee just coffee? Well, yes and no. You see, while the core ingredient might be the humble coffee bean, the methods of brewing, the ratios of ingredients, and the artful additions all contribute to a spectrum of flavors that extends far beyond a simple cup of joe. Over the next few chapters, we'll be exploring a comprehensive list of coffee varieties, delving into their origins, their unique characteristics, and what makes each one special. We'll uncover the nuances of different roasts, the impact of grind size, and the interplay of milk and espresso. So whether you're a seasoned coffee aficionado or just starting to explore the world beyond instant, grab your favorite mug, settle in, and prepare to expand your coffee horizons. Let's get brewing. Our journey begins with the very foundation of so many coffee creations, the espresso. Espresso is not a specific bean or roast, but rather a method of brewing that results in a concentrated shot of coffee, brimming with flavor and aroma. The process involves forcing hot water under high pressure through a tightly packed puck of finely ground coffee beans. The result is a thick, syrupy liquid topped with a delicate layer of crema, that beautiful reddish-brown foam that signifies a well-pulled shot. Espresso is often enjoyed on its own, allowing you to appreciate the full complexity of the coffee's origin and roast. The flavor profile can range from bright and citrusy to chocolatey and nutty, depending on the beans used and the skill of the barista. But espresso is also incredibly versatile, serving as the base for a vast array of coffee beverages. From lattes to cappuccinos to americanos, the espresso shot forms the backbone of countless coffee creations, adding its signature intensity and depth of flavor. Now, if you're looking for an even more concentrated and intense coffee experience, then allow me to introduce you to the ristretto. Ristretto, meaning restricted in Italian, is essentially a shorter espresso shot, achieved by using the same amount of coffee grounds but extracting with less water. This results in a more concentrated brew, packing a powerful punch of flavor in a smaller volume. Interestingly, while ristrettos are more intense, they can also be perceived as slightly less bitter than a standard espresso. This is because the shorter extraction time pulls out fewer bitter compounds. The flavor profile of a ristretto can be quite intense, highlighting the sweetness and body of the coffee. It's a great choice for those who enjoy a bolder, more concentrated coffee experience, and it can be particularly delightful when made with a naturally sweet and syrupy coffee bean. However, achieving the perfect ristretto requires precision and a keen understanding of espresso extraction. The barista must carefully adjust the grind size and extraction time to ensure a balanced and flavorful shot, avoiding over-extraction, which can lead to bitterness. So you've dabbled with espresso, you've tasted the concentrated intensity of a ristretto, and now you're ready for more. Well, friends, let me introduce you to the doppio. Doppio, quite simply, is Italian for double, and in this case, we're doubling down on our espresso. We're talking about a double shot, pulled using the same principles as a single shot, but with double the amount of coffee. This means using roughly 18 to 20 grams of coffee, yielding about 60 milliliters of concentrated coffee goodness. The result? A bold, rich flavor that's perfect for those mornings when you need an extra kick to get going. Now, with a doppio, you're getting a more intense caffeine hit, so it's not for the faint of heart. But if you enjoy the robust flavors of espresso and need a little something extra to power through your day, the doppio might just become your new best friend. Just remember, as with any espresso-based drink, the quality of your beans and the precision of your extraction will make all the difference. Let's journey now to the opposite end of the espresso spectrum, where we encounter the lungo. If the ristretto is about concentrated intensity, the lungo is about savoring a more leisurely extraction. Lungo, as you might have guessed, means long in Italian, and it refers to the extended brewing time. While a typical espresso shot might be pulled with around 30 milliliters of water, a lungo stretches things out using closer to 60 milliliters. This results in a slightly milder, more approachable espresso, with a touch more bitterness due to the increased extraction time. Think of it as bridging the gap between the intensity of a traditional espresso and the volume of a filter coffee. Now, some might argue that a lungo is just a weak espresso, but I disagree. It's about appreciating the nuances that a longer extraction brings to the table. You'll notice subtle differences in the flavor profile, perhaps a hint of chocolate or a touch more caramel, depending on the beans you're using. It's a matter of preference, really. If you find yourself wanting a bit more volume in your espresso, or perhaps a slightly less intense experience, give the lungo a try. You might be surprised by the depth of flavor it can offer. Now let's venture into the realm of espresso-based drinks that incorporate a bit of hot water, starting with the long black. Despite its name, the long black isn't about a darker roast or a stronger coffee flavor. It's about a delicate interplay between the boldness of espresso and the clarity of hot water. The key to a good long black lies in the order of things. We begin with a cup of hot water, and then the star of the show, a double shot of espresso is gently poured over the top. This layering creates a beautiful crema on the surface, that thin velvety layer that signifies a well-pulled espresso. This approach, pouring the espresso over the water, is crucial. It helps to preserve the crema, which in turn traps those volatile aromatic compounds, giving you a more flavorful experience. You see, the crema acts as a sort of lid, preventing the aromas from escaping too quickly. The long black is a wonderful option for those who love the intensity of espresso, but prefer a slightly larger serving size. It's also a good choice if you're sensitive to the acidity of espresso, as the hot water can help to mellow it out a bit. The Espresso Romano, a drink that might sound like it originated in the bustling cafes of Rome, is actually a bit of a mystery in terms of its origins. Despite its name, its roots are unclear, and it's not traditionally Italian. Nevertheless, it's a delightful combination that's gained popularity worldwide. The key to a good espresso romano lies in the balance between the strong espresso and the bright acidity of the lemon. A thin slice of lemon is placed on the rim of the espresso cup, or sometimes dropped directly into the coffee. The citrus oils released from the lemon interact with the espresso, cutting through the intensity and adding a refreshing twist. It's a simple addition that transforms the espresso experience, offering a new dimension of flavor that's both invigorating and satisfying. Let's move from the single citrus note of the Romano to something a bit more vibrant. The Guillermo coffee, named not after a person but after a casino owner according to legend, takes the citrusy twist of the Romano and doubles down, quite literally. Instead of one lemon slice, the Guillermo features 2 slices of lime, their tartness playing off the rich, bold flavor of a double shot of espresso. The origin of this drink, much like the Romano, is shrouded in a bit of mystery. Some stories attribute it to a waiter in Las Vegas who created the drink for a regular customer named, you guessed it, Guillermo. Whether the story is true or just bar legend, the combination is undeniably delicious. The Guillermo can be enjoyed hot or cold, with the lime slices either muddled in or simply left to infuse the coffee. It's a vibrant, refreshing take on espresso, perfect for those who enjoy a citrusy kick in their coffee. From the sunny citrus notes of the Guillermo, we transition to a drink with a slightly more explosive history. The Americano, a simple yet elegant beverage, is said to have been invented during World War II. American soldiers stationed in Italy found the local espresso too strong for their liking. To make it more palatable, they diluted it with hot water, creating a drink that resembled the coffee they were accustomed to back home. The name itself, Americano, is a nod to its supposed origins, reflecting the American soldiers' adaptation of Italian espresso. Whether the story holds historical accuracy or not, the Americano has become a staple in coffee shops around the world. It's a testament to the fact that sometimes the simplest combinations are the most satisfying. The Americano allows the flavor of the espresso to shine through, while the added hot water creates a smoother, more approachable beverage. The Red Eye. Now this is one for the truly sleep-deprived, a combination of drip coffee and a shot of espresso. It's not messing about when it comes to caffeine content, that's for sure. You see, drip coffee, with its longer brewing time, already packs a caffeine punch, but adding a concentrated shot of espresso, well, that's taking it to a whole new level. Think of it as a turbocharged Americano. You get the familiar, comforting flavor of your morning coffee, but with a powerful espresso kick that'll jolt you awake faster than you can say coffee beans. Whether you're facing a mountain of paperwork or a long drive ahead, the red eye is there to provide that much needed boost. Just don't blame me if you can't get to sleep later. So we've talked about the red eye, a potent mix of drip coffee and espresso. But if you find yourself needing even more of a caffeine kickstart, let me introduce you to its bolder, more intense cousin, the black eye. We're taking the concept of the red eye and doubling down, adding not 1 but 2 shots of espresso to your regular cup of drip coffee. This is for those who laugh in the face of fatigue, who scoff at the mere mention of sleep. The result? An incredibly strong and flavorful brew that's not for the faint of heart. The black eye is a serious coffee, demanding your attention with every sip. The inherent flavors of the drip coffee are still there, but they're amplified, made bolder and more intense by the double shot of espresso. It's a symphony of coffee flavor, a true experience for the committed coffee lover. From the potent depths of the black eye, we journey now to a realm of pure, unadulterated coffee, the black coffee. This, my friends, is coffee in its simplest, most essential form. No milk, no sugar, no fancy syrups, just freshly brewed coffee, allowing the inherent character of the beans to take center stage. It's a blank canvas for flavor, a direct line to the terroir and the roast. Now some might find the taste of black coffee to be too intense, too bitter. But for those who appreciate the nuances of a well-roasted bean, it's a revelation. You can taste the origin, the processing methods, the roaster's craft, all in one cup. Think of it like a fine wine or a single origin chocolate. It's about savoring the complexity, the subtle notes, the mouthfeel. It's about appreciating the coffee for what it is, a beautiful, natural product. Now, let's move away from the world of hot coffee for a moment and delve into the realm of cold brew. This method has gained immense popularity in recent years, and for good reason. It offers a completely different flavor profile compared to its hot counterpart. Cold brew is essentially about steeping coarsely ground coffee in cold or room temperature water for an extended period, typically between 12 to 24 hours. This slow, low-temperature extraction process minimizes bitterness and acidity, resulting in a remarkably smooth and refreshing coffee concentrate. Once brewed, you can dilute the concentrate with water or milk to your liking and enjoy it over ice. It's particularly delightful during warmer months, offering a revitalizing pick-me-up without the harshness sometimes associated with hot coffee. Many find cold brew to be naturally sweeter and more palatable, especially those who are sensitive to bitterness. Plus, its versatility shines through in various cold coffee creations, from simple iced lattes to more elaborate coffee cocktails. If you're looking for a coffee experience that's both visually appealing and incredibly smooth, look no further than Nitro Cold Brew. This innovative take on the traditional cold brew method involves infusing the coffee with nitrogen gas, resulting in a velvety texture that's reminiscent of a freshly poured Guinness. The magic happens when the nitrogenized cold brew is dispensed from a tap, similar to how you'd pour a draft beer. The nitrogen, being less soluble than carbon dioxide, forms tiny bubbles that create a cascading effect and a thick, creamy head on top of the coffee. But it's not just about the aesthetics. The nitrogen infusion actually enhances the flavor profile of the coffee as well. It accentuates the natural sweetness and chocolatey notes while further reducing any perceived bitterness or acidity. The result is a truly luxurious coffee experience that's both refreshing and indulgent. It's like having a coffee and a dessert all in one glass. And it's no wonder that Nitro Cold Brew has become a staple in many specialty coffee shops. Now, let's shift gears and talk about a true classic in the coffee world, the cappuccino. This beloved Italian beverage is a testament to the beautiful synergy that can be achieved when espresso and milk are combined in perfect harmony. A traditional cappuccino consists of equal parts espresso, steamed milk, and milk foam, resulting in a beverage that is both strong and indulgent. The espresso provides a robust coffee base, while the steamed milk adds sweetness and a velvety texture. The final touch, and arguably the most visually appealing aspect, is the layer of microfoam that sits atop the beverage. This delicate foam, created by carefully steaming the milk to incorporate air, adds a touch of sweetness and a luxurious mouthfeel. Mastering the art of cappuccino making is a point of pride for many baristas, with intricate latte art often adorning the surface of the beverage. Whether enjoyed as a morning pick-me-up or an afternoon treat, the cappuccino offers a timeless coffee experience that is sure to delight the senses. Ah, the mocha. A classic for a reason, wouldn't you say? It's a beautiful demonstration of how well coffee and chocolate can complement each other. At its heart, we have that familiar intensity of espresso, but this time, it's met with the rich, decadent embrace of chocolate. Now, the type of chocolate used can vary. Some places might use a chocolate syrup, while others might opt for a higher quality cocoa powder. And of course, you can find variations using white chocolate or even dark chocolate. Each brings its own unique character to the table. But the indulgence doesn't stop there. To round it all off, we add steamed milk, creating that lovely creamy texture that we associate with drinks like lattes and cappuccinos. And finally, a delicate layer of foam is added, often with a dusting of cocoa powder or perhaps even a drizzle of chocolate syrup. It's a drink that truly satisfies on multiple levels. You have the boldness of the coffee, the sweetness of the chocolate, and the comforting warmth of the milk. Whether you're a dedicated coffee enthusiast or a chocolate aficionado, the mocha is a drink that deserves a place in your repertoire. Now, if you're after a chilled, refreshing coffee experience, particularly during those warmer months, the frappe is certainly worth exploring. Unlike some of the other iced coffee drinks we've discussed, the frappe distinguishes itself with its unique texture. We begin with instant coffee, and this is crucial. Instant coffee, when agitated, has this fantastic ability to create a lovely, frothy texture, which is a defining characteristic of a well-made frappe. We combine this instant coffee with ice, sugar, and water, and then it's time for the magic to happen. A blender is your best friend here. The high-speed blending whips air into the mixture, creating that signature frothy, almost milkshake-like consistency. It's a textural experience that sets the frappe apart from a simple iced coffee. And of course, the beauty of the frappe lies in its versatility. You can keep it simple and classic or get creative. A splash of milk adds a lovely creaminess. Or you can go all out with a scoop of ice cream for a truly indulgent treat. Don't be afraid to experiment with flavors and find your perfect combination. Iced coffee. It might seem like the most straightforward coffee beverage out there, and in essence, it is. But don't mistake its simplicity for a lack of nuance. A well-made iced coffee can be incredibly satisfying, especially on a warm day. The key here is starting with good quality coffee. While some might simply chill leftover hot coffee, I find that brewing specifically for iced yields the best results. You see, when brewing hot coffee, some of the volatile compounds that contribute to its aroma and flavor are lost in the heat. Brewing directly over ice or using a dedicated cold brew method helps to capture these delicate compounds, resulting in a more flavorful iced coffee. It's a subtle difference, but one that those who appreciate the nuances of coffee will undoubtedly notice. And of course, like many coffee drinks, the beauty of iced coffee lies in its customizability. A splash of milk, a touch of cream, or even flavored syrups. The possibilities are endless. You can tailor it precisely to your liking. So don't underestimate the humble iced coffee. With a little care and attention, it can be a truly delightful coffee experience. Now let's escape the ordinary and journey to a sun-drenched cafe on the Mediterranean coast. Picture this: the scent of citrus in the air, the gentle lapping of waves against the shore, and in your hand, a tall, refreshing mazagran. This unique iced coffee hails from Algeria, where it's traditionally served in a tall, slender glass. The beauty of the mazagran lies in its simplicity. Strong coffee, preferably espresso for a bolder kick, is combined with freshly squeezed lemon juice. This tangy addition cuts through the coffee's richness, creating a delightful interplay of flavors. A touch of sweetness, usually in the form of sugar or simple syrup, balances the tartness, while ice provides a welcome chill. Some variations even incorporate sparkling water for a fizzy twist. The result is a truly invigorating drink, perfect for those scorching summer days when you need a pick-me-up. So, if you're looking for a coffee adventure off the beaten path, give the Mazagran a try. You might just discover your new favorite summer drink. Ah, the latte, a coffee shop staple and a drink that needs little introduction. But don't mistake its ubiquity for lack of sophistication. A well-made latte is a thing of beauty, a harmonious marriage of espresso and steamed milk. The key to a great latte lies in the balance. We begin, of course, with espresso, the foundation of so many beloved coffee beverages. But it's the steamed milk that truly elevates the latte. The milk should be steamed to a velvety smooth texture, with a subtle sweetness that complements the espresso's intensity. The ratio of espresso to milk can vary, but a classic latte typically features a single or double shot of espresso and a generous amount of steamed milk. And then there's the latte art, that final flourish that transforms a simple drink into a work of art. A swirl of foam, a delicate heart, or a rosetta. Each design adds a touch of elegance and demonstrates the barista's skill. Whether you prefer yours hot or iced, with a shot of vanilla or a sprinkle of cinnamon, the latte remains a comforting and endlessly customizable classic. Now, let's delve into the realm of espresso-forward drinks with the flat white, a beverage that often sparks debate among coffee aficionados. Hailing from the Antipodes, specifically Australia and New Zealand, the flat white is often compared to the latte, but with a key distinction: the ratio of espresso to milk. While a latte embraces a generous amount of steamed milk, the flat white takes a more restrained approach. The focus here is on allowing the espresso's flavor to shine through, with the milk playing a supporting role. This means a double shot of espresso, or even a ristretto for a more concentrated flavor, forms the base. The milk is steamed to a microfoam, a fine, velvety texture, and carefully poured into the espresso, creating a smooth, seamless blend. Unlike the latte, which often features a distinct layer of foam on top, the flat white is all about integration. This results in a richer, more intense coffee experience, one that allows the nuances of the espresso to take center stage. So, if you prefer your coffee with a bit more punch, the flat white might just become your new go-to. Now, if you like your coffee drinks on the creamier side, let me introduce you to the brevet. Originating in the United States, this drink starts with the foundation of espresso, much like our previous contenders. But what sets it apart is the use of half and half instead of regular milk. Half and half, as the name suggests, is a mixture of equal parts milk and cream, lending a richer, almost velvety texture to the brevet. This makes it a more decadent choice compared to a latte or cappuccino, and its higher fat content also means it holds on to heat for longer. So, if you're looking for a coffee treat on a chilly morning or simply prefer a more luxurious mouthfeel to your coffee, the brevet is an excellent choice. It beautifully balances the boldness of espresso with the creamy sweetness of half and half, creating a harmonious and satisfying drink. Just remember, this richness comes with a touch more indulgence, so perhaps not an everyday drink for everyone, but as an occasional treat? Oh, absolutely. Let's shift gears now and talk about a drink that sits on the other end of the spectrum, the macchiato. This Italian invention, whose name translates to marked or stained, is essentially an espresso marked with a small amount of milk. The beauty of the macchiato lies in its simplicity. It's for those who appreciate the intensity and nuanced flavors of espresso, but might want to soften the blow just a touch. The small amount of milk, either steamed or foamed, is added to the espresso, creating a subtle interplay of textures and temperatures. This minimalistic approach allows the espresso to shine through, showcasing its unique characteristics without being overwhelmed. The milk serves as a gentle counterpoint, rounding out the sharper edges of the espresso and adding a hint of sweetness. A well-made macchiato is a thing of beauty, with its distinct layers and that telltale mark of milk on top. It's a coffee for purists, those who appreciate the art of espresso in its purest form, but with a touch of delicate indulgence. Now, if you find yourself yearning for a bit more of that coffee kick, allow me to introduce you to the long macchiato. As the name suggests, it builds upon the foundation of the classic macchiato, but with a twist. Instead of a single shot of espresso, The long macchiato features a double shot, delivering a bolder and more intense coffee experience. The milk component, however, remains minimal, often just a dollop of steamed milk or a thin layer of foam, preserving the espresso's dominance in the cup. This careful balance ensures that the long macchiato retains the essence of its predecessor, a focus on the espresso's inherent qualities, while offering a more pronounced caffeine kick. It's an excellent choice for those who appreciate the intensity of espresso but desire a slightly larger serving size. So if you're looking for a coffee that packs a punch but still allows the nuances of the espresso to shine through, the long macchiato is a worthy contender. It's a testament to the fact that sometimes less is indeed more, especially when it comes to showcasing the beauty of well-extracted espresso. The Cortado, often overlooked but deeply satisfying, walks a tightrope between strength and subtlety. Imagine, if you will, the robust intensity of espresso, tamed just slightly by the gentle introduction of steamed milk. The key here is balance. Unlike a latte, which revels in its generous milkiness, the Cortado aims for a more delicate touch. The milk serves not to mask the espresso, but rather to round off its sharper edges, allowing the inherent flavors of the coffee to truly shine. Traditionally served in a small glass or cup, the Cortado is a drink to be savored. Each sip offers a harmonious blend of coffee and milk, a testament to the beauty of simplicity in a world often obsessed with extravagance. For those who find themselves torn between the comforting embrace of chai and the invigorating kick of coffee, allow me to introduce you to the dirty chai. This intriguing beverage is, in essence, a fusion of two distinct worlds, resulting in a drink that is both familiar and surprisingly novel. Imagine the warm, aromatic spices of chai cinnamon, cardamom, ginger intertwined with the bold, robust character of a shot of espresso. The result is a symphony of flavor, the sweetness of the chai playing off the bitterness of the coffee, all brought together by the creamy texture of steamed milk. It's a drink that caters to both our desire for comfort and our need for a caffeine boost. Whether enjoyed on a chilly morning or as an afternoon pick-me-up, the dirty chai offers a unique and satisfying flavor experience that is sure to become a new favorite. Dalgona coffee. It's a name that evokes images of cloud-like coffee creations, meticulously layered over milk, dominating our social media feeds. But beyond the aesthetic appeal lies a surprisingly simple yet satisfying beverage. The magic of dalgona lies in its whipped coffee topping. Equal parts instant coffee, sugar, and hot water are whisked together, either by hand or with the assistance of a milk frother, until they transform into a luscious, airy foam. This cloud-like concoction is then gently spooned over a glass of chilled milk, creating a visually striking contrast. The beauty of dalgona extends beyond its appearance. The initial sip offers a delightful interplay of textures, the cool, refreshing milk giving way to the velvety, smooth coffee cream. And as the foam melts into the milk, it creates a gradual shift in flavor, from subtly sweet to a more pronounced coffee taste. It's a drink that engages all the senses. Now we're venturing into the realm of coffee cocktails with the warming embrace of Irish coffee. This isn't just a drink, it's an experience, a comforting hug on a chilly evening. The key to a good Irish coffee is balance. You want the richness of the coffee to shine through, complemented by the sweetness of the sugar and the warmth of the Irish whiskey. Speaking of whiskey, don't skimp on quality here. A good Irish whiskey will elevate the entire drink, adding layers of complexity and depth. The final touch, of course, is the whipped cream, gently floating on top like a cloud. It's tempting to go overboard with the cream, but a light hand is key. You want just enough to add a touch of sweetness and decadence without masking the other flavors. So, there you have it. The Irish coffee, a timeless classic that's perfect for sipping on a cold night, or any time you need a little bit of comfort and indulgence. From the Emerald Isle, we journey to the heart of French coffee culture with the café au lait. In its essence, it's a study in simplicity. Brewed coffee, gently combined with steamed milk. But don't mistake its simplicity for a lack of sophistication. The beauty of a café au lait lies in its balance and the quality of its ingredients. A well-brewed cup of coffee with its nuanced flavors and aromas forms the foundation. The steamed milk, gently heated to a silky texture, adds a touch of sweetness and body, rounding out the coffee's inherent bitterness. The ratio of coffee to milk is a matter of personal preference, but a classic café au lait typically leans towards a 1-to-1 ratio, allowing both elements to shine through. It's a drink that's perfect for any time of day, whether you're savoring a leisurely breakfast or enjoying a quiet moment with a good book. And that's the beauty of the café au lait, really. It's a simple pleasure, a comforting ritual that allows you to appreciate the inherent beauty of coffee and milk harmoniously combined. Now, if you're looking for a coffee treat that's a little bit more indulgent, a little bit more special, let me introduce you to the affogato. This Italian invention is as simple as it is delicious. We start with a scoop, a generous scoop I might add, of good quality vanilla gelato or ice cream. And then, the star of the show, a shot of hot espresso poured directly over the top. The heat from the espresso begins to melt the ice cream, creating this incredible contrast of hot and cold, bitter and sweet, creamy and intense. It's a beautiful dance of flavors and textures, and it's an absolute delight to eat. Some people like to add a sprinkle of cocoa powder on top, some like a shot of liqueur, perhaps a little amaretto, but honestly, I think it's perfect just as it is. The affogato is a testament to the versatility of espresso and its ability to elevate even the simplest of desserts. It's the kind of treat that feels both luxurious and comforting at the same time, perfect for a special occasion or a simple after-dinner indulgence. So next time you're looking for a coffee experience that's a little bit different, a little bit special, give the affogato a try. Let's journey to Vienna now, a city renowned for its coffee culture for a drink that's elegant, simple, and utterly delicious, the espresso con panna. The name, like the drink itself, is straightforward espresso with cream, but as with all things coffee, the beauty lies in the details. We begin, of course, with a shot of well-pulled espresso, and upon this foundation we gently place a dollop of freshly whipped cream. Not just any cream, mind you, but a cream that's been whipped to a soft, cloud-like consistency, just holding its shape. The contrast between the dark, intense espresso and the pure, cool white of the cream is visually striking, and the first sip is a revelation. The cream, lightly sweetened, melts into the espresso, creating a velvety texture and a subtle sweetness that complements the coffee's inherent bitterness. It's a symphony of flavors, a delicate balance of richness and intensity. It's a coffee experience that manages to be both luxurious and comforting, perfect for those who appreciate the finer things in life. And there you have it. From the foundational espresso to the layered complexities of a latte, the refreshing chill of a frappe, and the global favorites that have captured hearts and taste buds, we've journeyed through a world of coffee possibilities. Remember, coffee is more than just a drink. It's an experience, a ritual, a moment of quiet contemplation or shared connection. So which one will you try next? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to stay updated on all things coffee. Until next time, keep brewing, keep exploring, and keep enjoying your own personal coffee journey.